Hey everybody, it's Conrad from ConradRocks.net. Today I have a great find for you. George Muller of Bristol and his witness to a prayer hearing God. Right now, if you look right here, it's free on Kindle. Yeah, it's free right now. Now I paid money for this book, and it's definitely worth every cent I paid. Whatever it was, I don't remember. I want to say the reason I believe this is better than his autobiography, I read George's autobiography a couple of times. It was great. I like getting into the minds of great men of faith. George Muller had the Mark 16 signs of a believer in his life. A very rare man of faith, in my opinion, over the last couple hundred years. Now, the reason I suggest this over his autobiography, George Muller is never going to brag on himself. He is a completely humble guy. And this person here, Arthur Pierson, he brags on George Muller. He says, yeah, man, this dude would pray for 6 hours a day. He read the Bible 200 times. And you learn stuff that George is not going to talk about in his autobiography. You know, like for every page that he read that was not the Bible, he would read 10 pages of the Bible just to offset it, so he would not be conformed to this world but be transformed by the renewing of his mind. Now, one thing that's really inspiring about this book is you learn that George started off as a very sinful man. He partied, and he lied, and he was a deceiver. Now, the reason I'm saying that's awesome is because he was transformed from like what would look like a hopeless case to a great man of faith. He never asked anybody for money openly, right? He would go into his prayer closet and ask God to meet his needs according to his riches and glory. And people would pour in. There's many miraculous stories. And Arthur Pierson pours over his receipts. I mean, he's like going, man, this is all true. He knew that George Muller kept meticulous records. And Arthur would check out these records and verify that, hey, man, they were down to the wire pretty much every day. So that's a great perspective. Also, Arthur Pierson, the way he writes the book, he is a worded up man. He has very good Christian spiritual insight to the life and character of George Muller. So it's a pleasure to read the way he writes it. I mean, you really get into the mind of George. And I like to say better than his autobiography. If you've read his autobiography, read this one too. So now I'm going to include the link to where you can get the book on Amazon. Of course, you can see that it's free right now. You can see that it's 5 stars. I mean, look at this. 82% of people give this a 5-star rating. Amen. So it's a great book. It's free on Kindle right now. Even if you have to pay money, I recommend getting it. It's a great book. I saw it's free, so I wanted to tell my audience about it. God bless you. The link will be in the description. God bless you till we meet again. Dig deeper and go higher.